Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Prodcast channel where we talk about careers in tech, job search, and immigration to the US. My name is Anna Naumova, and as an immigrant and a former product manager at Apple, I'm excited to share my knowledge and insights with you. Many individuals around the world aspire to immigrate to the United States, and there are numerous adventures available to make that dream a reality. In my channel, I aim to explore these options and provide valuable information about visas. Today, my guest and I will delve into the fascinating topic of the EB1-A Visa, also known as a green card for extraordinary people. Stay tuned. Before I introduce my guest, I kindly ask you for a favor. If you haven't done that already, please subscribe to my channel. Every week, I share new videos covering topics such as product management, working in tech industry, and immigration to the US. If you are interested in supporting my channel, becoming a sponsor, or scheduling a call with me, please visit annanaumova.com for more information. The link to my website can be found in the video description. All right, and my guest today is Ranjeet Mudholkar, mentor, EB1-A Green Card Achiever, and principal coach of the Next League program, the program which helps professionals fulfill their American dream, apply for EB1-A Green Card, and land a perfect job in the US without any sponsor, lottery, or $1 million investment. Hi, Ranjeet. Thanks for joining me today. And you are muted.
Thank you very much for having me today.
Thank you. Thank you. Ranjeet, can you please provide an overview about your background and experience?
Well, Anna, thank you for having me here. I would qualify myself as an educationist, actually. Prior to this assignment, I started off, I have been a chief executive officer and vice chairman of Financial Planning Standards Board, where we had various certification programs in financial planning. And before that, I was a director of one of the leading business schools in India called Symbiosis Institute of Management Studies. I have been an HR head also of one of the leading IT conglomerate. And I always like to help and mentor people. In my whole professional career, I would have helped and mentored over 50,000 people all my life.
Wow. And now your dreams come true, right? And you're mentoring and helping people. So today we're going to talk, today we're going to discuss EB1 visa. What is an EB1-A visa and how does it differ from O1 visa?
Okay, now let's understand that when you want to come to USA, it could be for a temporary purpose or for a permanent purpose. So when we want to come for a temporary purpose on work, what we have is category called non-immigrant visa. So basically, there are H-1B visas, B-1, B-2 visas, or there could be L-1 visa if it is sponsored. So there are different categories of visas. And if you want to permanently come and live in the United States, there are permanent visas. Now, like EB1-A visa, there is EB2 visa, then there is EB3, EB5, then there are relative-based visa depending on different categories. Now, US being a land of opportunities and the way the whole constitution framework was structured, the whole idea was to attract talent from all over the world. Now, the word uses extraordinary talent. We will delve about it a bit later, but extraordinary professionals may like to come to USA on temporary basis or on a permanent basis. Now, if they are coming here on temporary basis, what they seek is O1 visa.
Mm-hmm.
So this is majority. This is at many times taken up by actors, athletes, professionals who don't want to permanently become residents in the USA, but they want to come and go, or they want to be here for some purpose, for some assignments. And EB1-A green card, or called as EB1-A visa, is similarly, it is a category which is popularly known as Einstein visa, because Albert Einstein was, became the citizen of resident rather of United States using this particular category, one needs to be really, really extraordinary in his own right to apply
Mhm.
for this, and it leads you towards permanent residency and then towards the citizenship of the United States.
Okay, great. Who might qualify for these EB1-A visas?
Well,
What
it's
kind of
very,
people? Yeah.
yeah, I mean, you first of all, whatever you do and whatever you want to do, you really need to be the best in your field of expertise
Mm-hmm.
to even think about EB1A green card. You cannot be at a skill level. You really need to be at a knowledge level in whatever field that you do. Let's understand that. Second point, you see, there are different categories for EB1A visa also. It could be business, you could be in science, you could be in arts, you could be in athletics, you could be in education also.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Five
based on
categories,
this,
right? Five
absolutely,
categories:
five
business,
categories,
science, sport, art, education, right?
absolutely.
Okay.
When it comes to all the five categories except athletics and arts, you need to be at a knowledge level. While in athletics and arts, you could be at a skill level. What we define in next week program is there's something called as a learning continuum. So there is data, information, skill, knowledge, and wisdom. Now, to be qualifying for business category, or you talk about sciences or in education, for the purpose of EB1A visa, you need to be an expert in your field, and that expertise should be at a knowledge spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
And when it comes to athletics or arts, you could be skilled.
Okay.
Just to give you an example, let us say you are an athlete. If of a particular representative, you get medals, you may qualify for EB1A. You don't need to know the knowledge about your field. You don't need to have, you don't need to know the body dynamics. You don't need to have how the muscle works. You don't have to go into those metrics actually. So at an ordinary level, if you are skilled in athletics, you will be qualifying for your EB1A green card. But when it comes to sciences, education,
Mm-hmm.
and business, you should be at a knowledge spectrum, which is higher than just being skilled. For example, you can't be best Excel user in the world and say that give me a green card because I'm the best Excel user in the world. I hope you appreciate what I'm saying. But you can be the best runner in the world and say that I qualify for EB1A green card. Does that make it? Does that clarify your question?
Yeah. And it's like interesting because if you are athlete, you can easily prove that you're extraordinary based on your results. But if you are in business or in science, it's really hard to prove that you're a real extraordinary people because as you mentioned, it's about knowledge, it's not about skills. So interesting. But let's talk about this word extraordinary. Does it mean that this is an Einstein visa and I have to have a Nobel Prize or Olympic medal to obtain this visa?
Well, to answer your question in a very simple way, if you have it, it definitely helps. Then
Yeah,
you don't
but
need to
not a
prove
lot of
anything.
people have it. Yeah.
Absolutely. But if you don't have, then I think the best way to evaluate your candidacy for EB1A green card is if there were a Nobel Prize or an Olympic medal in your field, would you qualify for that? It's a good test to ask yourself that question. For example, Anna is a very good podcaster. If there was a Nobel Prize in podcast, would she be getting it? Answer is yes. So then you could possibly work towards it and qualify for yourself. Does that answer your question now?
Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting observation. So, like, in fact, I don't need, right? I don't need like specific. It definitely helps me to obtain EB1 visa, but it's not a requirement. But yes, I can create my personal Nobel Prize in podcasts, right? To be
Absolutely.
qualified, right? Interesting. And what are the typical requirements for EB1-A visa application? And we are not talking about if you are really like an Einstein or so. What's the requirement for people?
You see, let's understand one thing. Prima facie, US is looking for professionals who can contribute to the country. Okay, now let us take a little step back. The whole category of different kinds of visas, EB1A is a top priority actually. So no matter what, the first preference, it is a first preference category. The first preference will go for EB1A. So when we say that first preference will go for EB1A, it basically means that you will be able to contribute effectively to the United States in a more and a very impactful manner. Now, how do we test this? Let's say, for example, Anna, when we have other green cards, EB2 or EB1B or EB1C, EB4, I mean, all the different types of green cards. What is happening is there is some US employer or a US person who is talking to the US government and telling them that, let's say, if Anna is applying, that Anna is a very qualified person. She is a graduate or postgraduate or master's. She is really talented. She will help me and perform. We will look after her. She will be paid well, and she will not become a liability to the state. And they file something called as an affidavit of support. So basically, you will be taken care of, and you will be a good asset to the company.
Mm-hmm.
But now, when you are applying for EB1A, the whole tone is 360-degree different. The tone is now Anna is talking to the White House when you apply for EB1A green card. It's something akin to that. And you are telling the White House that, look, I am an expert in this particular field. My expertise will benefit the United States in this particular manner. Okay. And this is what US will get out of it. And to prove that, I have following accomplishments and following metrics for my success. So when you talk this level, when you have that level of confidence to contribute to a nation, it is definitely you need to be at a very different level of vibration. It is not, you don't even have to give affidavit of support. You don't need a sponsor. You don't need a job to prove your credentials. You can be in any part of the world and apply. Now, there are certain categories, criterias that you have to fulfill. The law has defined 10 criteria, and it says that you need to fulfill 3 out of 10. It says that you can get some award, you should get some, let's say, for example, some good salary or good income, you should have some contributed something. But those are just metrics. Okay, you cannot fulfill those 3 criteria and say that I'm extraordinary.
So,
please understand.
Yeah. So I cannot fulfill these 3 category you said and still consider myself as an extraordinary, right? Is that
absolutely? But if you are truly extraordinary, then definitely you will fulfill into these criteria. So there are 2 ways to look at it. One is a legal way to qualify, and second is to be truly extraordinary in your own right. So what we suggest in our program to people is that you need to be extraordinary in your own right first, before even thinking about those criteria. Okay? If you focus on the criteria, there are a lot of people, okay, who have applied, fulfilled those criteria, but yet US government has rejected their application.
Right.
Because there are 2 things. There is something called as sustained acclaim, and there is something called as totality. So in totality, you should be worthwhile. And there is a third metric which I am going to tell you, which I feel is very important for a person who wants to consider for EB1A. Now, we all associate ourselves with our qualifications, with our degrees, with our jobs, with the money that you have made in life, and what kind of power or prestige we hold in society. Okay, these are the normal things that a person feels that he is successful or not a successful. Now, for the purpose of EB1A green card, I always tell my students that you, in fact, all these 5 things are stripped away. You are on the middle of the road. You are nobody. Your job is taken away. Your degrees are burned down to ashes. There is no sponsor for you. You don't have any job and you don't have any money. Then what do you represent and what you are at that particular moment of time? Just do a instant visualization.
What do
And
they answer for this
okay, of
tricky
course, some
question?
people,
Yeah.
it's a very, you know, scary question. Let us put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
But if we look at truly an extraordinary person, let's whether they are going for EB1-A green card or whether they are not going for EB1-A green card. Let's talk about somebody who is truly extraordinary. Let's take a random name, actually. Let's say Elon Musk. Let us say. Okay, let's take a random. Now, Elon Musk, $350 billion, world's richest man. Okay, you
Uh-huh.
take away his $350 billion,
And
you burn down all his degrees,
all his companies, right? Take
everything. You
away,
burn
yeah,
down,
no
take away
Tesla, no Neuralink,
nothing.
yeah, okay.
He's on the middle of the road, completely stripped of his education,
He will
qualification,
still
degrees.
build something, yeah. I think he
In
will.
one, and if you and me have to bet on him, and if he comes to you and says, "Look, I'm Elon Musk. I don't have anything today. I need some money for business," I can tell you he will make your $1 into $10 in one, or maybe $100 or more in 1 year. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Now, that is the mindset that you should be having. It's about you being extraordinary doesn't mean you fulfilling certain metrics. You being extraordinary means essentially you having that particular mindset to do something for others. If you look at all extraordinary people, and that's another very important point, it's actually not about you. If you apply for any other green card, it's about you. I am qualified, I have a degree, I have masters, he's a good person, he will not be a liability. But in EP1A, it's about others. What
Mhm.
can you do for others, or what have you done for others? If you are able to articulate that, that's third and the most important vital aspect of being truly extraordinary in your own right. And if you cannot prove that what you will bring to the nation, and will you be contributing to a nation building, or are you just there because somebody wants you?
Mhm.
Please understand. You
I
see,
see.
in every other green card, including your O1 visa, what you mentioned just now, you need a sponsor. You need a sponsor to, kind of
An
qualify
employer,
you for
right?
green card.
Yeah.
I beg your
And for
pardon?
so you mean like sponsor and employer, right? And for EB1, we don't need
You don't need
sponsor,
anything.
right?
That's
Okay.
it's the only, there is one more green card, which is not one more green card for which you don't need a sponsor. It is called national interest waiver. When you are really doing something, your work can directly is
For the
in the national.
country. Yeah, for the
Yes,
country. So with OV1 visa, you're working for a specific employer. Yeah. And
absolutely.
with EB1, you are working for the country itself. So yeah, like a kind of
What can you
country
bring?
hires you. Yeah.
Absolutely. I think that's a very beautiful way of putting at it. Is you are representing an expertise that the country will benefit. So if with this mindset, if you apply
Mm-hmm.
and you are able to articulate your case, and you see,
Yeah.
you will fulfill any metrics. But if you say that, look, I got this award, I'm earning this salary, and this is the paper that I have, research paper I have done, you it's very unlikely if you don't, kind of represent your case in a very strong manner. And second point, you can do a self, you don't need a sponsor. So you can do it yourself also.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we will talk about it a little bit later and actually how to come to this mindset. It's also interesting topic and we will cover it a little bit later. And now I want to hear your story because you're also EB1-A achiever. And could you please share your personal experience of obtaining this visa?
Absolutely. Well, when I chose to be part of this great country, actually, uh, I was Googling, what is the quickest way and the smartest way. And obviously, when I was Googling the smartest ways to get married, actually, so to some US citizen. But that
Mm-hmm.
was, I was already married with two beautiful children. So that was out of question, obviously. So the only other way it came to me was EB1-A green card. Now, when I looked at EB1-A green card, it was very overwhelming because, as you rightly said initially, it said you need to be a Nobel laureate, Nobel Prize, some big awards or something. I had just shut down the computer. But then the question that came to my mind was, why, if they want only Nobel laureates, they should simply seek Nobel laureates. Why they are giving options in other categories also? Actually, what if I'm a software programmer? If I'm an expert in autonomous vehicle? What if even my field is not yet exist also today? For example, let's say if I'm in the year 2000 and I think of a blockchain technology, will I
Mhm.
qualify for EB1-A green card? Absolutely. If I'm
Yeah.
in 2005, I think of cryptocurrency. I'm an expert in cryptocurrency, which is yet to take a shape in the universe, in the world. Now, how can I present myself as an expert in that particular field? If I'm in 1970s, let's understand the world that we are living in today has always been a thought process of some extraordinary minds. And US, basically the key is the United States is looking for those extraordinary minds who can create a new future for people, fun for the country, and that will help to establish United States as a domain expert, as a knowledge repository in the whole world. Now you
Mhm.
have to have that approach. Now, let's say, for example, if I were in, let's say, I'm sitting in 1970s today,
I just tell
and in
about
19,
your specific case. Yeah, let's walk you like our
okay,
yeah
I
about your case and your
okay.
mindset
So
at
when
the
I
time because yeah we've been talking a little bit about this mindset. Yeah, did you have this mindset when you
absolutely see
applied?
when I realized that it in fact it is called as an extraordinary ability green card. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I always like to take it the other way around also. I tell my students and people who want to apply for EB1-A green card as you should look upon this not only as an extraordinary ability green card, you should look upon this as an extraordinary opportunity to become the best in your field.
Mm-hmm.
And the green card will be a byproduct of your success.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
with that particular mindset, that well, I have whatever I have achieved in life is for me. Now, can I do something better where my outreach will be at a larger horizon will become bigger and I can create and demonstrate more impact in the world. So then I started writing, I started doing a lot of things. I just kept on doing things which could create me to reach out to more number of people in my field of expertise, which was financial planning.
Financial planning. Is it business category, right? Finance.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Okay. Now I chose that financial planning as a subject, and I did a lot of activities in that, writing articles, reaching out to people. Podcasts were not there at that particular point of time, but yes, trying to do interviews, then even trying to contribute to the field also in one way or the other. Okay. So once I applied in my own account, and I was fortunate that my application got approved in 7 days without any, just straightforward in just 7 days, and we got the green card.
7 days.
Yes.
It's pretty quickly.
Yeah, there are people who have done it like this, whom we have interacted. I have studied over 1,000 different cases for EB1-A green card. I have been fortunate to meet at least 40 to 50 other EB1-A achievers. And some of them are truly extraordinary, let me tell you. In fact, all of them, I would say that. They are truly extraordinary. They have a spark of brilliance in them, actually.
Mm-hmm.
They are wonderful people to learn, a lot of things to learn from different people. We invite them, and when we to talk to our students, we hold guest sessions with them. It's brilliant, actually, to learn so many new things. And there are people who got in 2 days, and some people got in even
Mm-hmm.
5 days. Some people took couple of months also, but yes, they were persistent in their approach.
Yeah, and you're talking about the program, right? Newly program, right?
Absolutely.
That's maybe you can share in a few words, provide an overview of your program and what's its objectives.
Okay. at a very broader level, let's understand the whole objective of the, you know, vision of the whole organization, the Next League Executive Board, is to attract talent to the United States. Let's understand that.
Mhm.
Its mission is to help people become the best version of themselves. Okay,
Best
through a
version of
transformation.
themselves. Okay. Sounds
To
sounds yeah, good for
Absolutely.
me. Yeah.
So best version of themselves, where all your goals can anyway will come true. And EB1, if you are applying for EB1A green card, then EB1A green card should become a byproduct of or a milestone in your success story.
Mhm.
So our job is to help people become the best version and put them on a success path where they will be able to achieve the EB1A green card by default. They will not try to fit into the criteria which are required. The criteria will fit into their success story.
I like it actually that EB1 visa is not like it's not your final destination. It's kind of one step, like intermediate step in your success and your like final achievement. And what's your final achievement? I don't know, to be an Elon Musk launch few more rockets into the sky. Yeah, whatever you want to do, right? So it's like EB1 is just like extra step towards your goal, right?
Absolutely. So
That's
to come from a mindset, otherwise, you know, there is another aspect to it also. This gives you an leverage or gives you an opportunity to apply for a green card without any sponsor or without any job or dependent on any lottery.
mhm.
You can, and you can instantaneously get it. After, of course, there are certain qualifications you should additionally hold from a technical perspective, but those are different things. But to become EB1A ready, I think if you have this approach, it will definitely help rather than going into a technical qualifications or a legal qualifications for that.
Mhm. What kind of people typically enroll in your program, and why are they coming to your program? Tell me about
You
that.
say there are two primary reasons. Yes, of course, EB1A green card is a quite a mystic, actually. I mean, people feel 90% of the people who we interact with, they feel it's not for them.
Mhm. Yes,
Okay. But let's understand one thing, Anna, that if you don't try, you nothing changes.
true.
Okay. If you remain your status quo. So there are, you know, three kind of people normally we meet. Some people would always, you know, want a green card, but they don't want to take any actions. They just
True.
feel, you know, they come from, many of us come from a feeling of entitlement.
Yeah.
No, I should have gotten it. This is a problem. My friend got it. I should have come earlier. So those are more personality types, actually, that they feel that, you know, they should have got it, but they take no actions. Now,
Yes.
second category of people whom we see are people who know that they have to do something, but they keep on thinking. They keep on
Hmm.
thinking, okay, I think I will do this, I will do this, but there is a plan, but no action.
Yeah, they have more
Okay.
priority right now. Some.
There is a priority and there is some kind of a inhibition. What
Hmm.
if I don't get it? But the
Yes.
third category, whom we are very happy to take, uh, you know, are the people who are very determined and committed. So once we have those people with us, I think it's very good and, you know, very enlightening to work with them, actually, and very enjoyable to work with passionate people.
Hmm.
So they have determination, you know, dedication and devotion. These are the three D's I feel are very important in the
Hmm.
pursuance of your green card,
So
and
do you
especially
understand?
even.
Uh-huh. Do you understand correctly that the people who are coming to your program is usually people who actually decided already to apply to this green card and like started doing some steps toward this goal, right? It's not like thinkers or like first category who just want to immigrate to the US and do nothing. Yeah, your clients are
Absolutely.
people who started already like doing something, right?
They know that they have to They mean something to the world. They want to contribute something meaningful in the world. They are taking this. Possibly the green card is not the end goal for them. Let's
Mm-hmm.
understand. The green card is a means to achieve something larger purpose. Maybe you want to start a company. Maybe you want to kind of do something which is bigger right now. And this becomes a milestone. This just becomes a stepping stone for you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, those are the right people, because if you come with a purpose, if you see, EB1 normally, what after having studied the mindset of all the people who have earned green card, what we have seen that they think beyond themselves.
Mm-hmm.
If you are too myopic in your approach, too restrained in your thinking, and there is then there will automatically will be little or no action, because when you think of yourself, there is no motivation, because today you are sad, you are unhappy. You are happy today, then the next day something happens, you will feel sorry for something. But if you have a larger purpose to do something, because that's the quality again of a truly extraordinary person. He's
Okay.
not doing it because he has to. He's doing it because he knows that his expertise means to the something to the world, to the
Mhm.
society as a whole.
But why are they coming, like enroll into your program if they already know that the expertise means something to the world? Why do they need your program?
Okay. Now our program will basically, okay, they know that they have to go from point A to point B.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The challenge is they don't know how to go there. So
Mm-hmm.
neither they have a vehicle nor they know the navigation. So
Okay.
what we do is that we put them in a vehicle, teach them how to drive. They have to do all the driving and do all the work. It is not a autonomous vehicle where they do a backseat driving also. They have to change gears. It is not even an automatic vehicle. People have to do the work, and our job is to serve as a GPS.
I see. I see. That makes a lot of sense. Okay. And what specific subjects or maybe skills do you teach in your program?
Okay, the first is, you see, to become EB1A ready, there are three metrics for success. The first is you need to be an expert in your field and you need to present your expertise properly. That's the first thing that you need to do.
Yes,
The
especially
second,
present. I think that's like probably the key point
absolutely.
here. Yeah.
The second is understanding what we call as EB1A jurisprudence. In a sense, it is from a legal way. What is United States looking for? What is USCI is looking for? Why there are three criteria? Why not five? What is How does this fit into the overall scheme of the nation building EB1A? Whether I am fit for that or not? How to make myself? How to relate my expertise to the goals of the United States vision to
Mm-hmm.
to start this EB1A itself? That's the second part, which is what we call as EB1A jurisprudence. And last is how to present your petition. How to kind of at what stage you should go to a lawyer, or at what stage you can start preparing yourself. So those are the three metrics. Now we follow a four-step process to do that. We call it a done process. Done, EB1A done. First
Done.
step is DONE. The first step is we help them define their expertise for the purpose of EB1A. Second is
Purpose.
we try to help them organize their action plan,
Mm-hmm.
what they need to do, how they need to do, which criteria are good for them. They can identify it themselves. We don't offer legal services. Let's understand, we offer coaching. This is a coaching program.
Yes.
The third step, what we do is nurture, where you have to actually execute that action plan, what you have done in the first step. Building up
Mm-hmm.
your brand, how to do it. And the last is execute, where you are
Mm-hmm.
trained to understand the jurisprudence and to kind of, you know, how to reach out to right references who can vouch for you, how to become that person where people will be kind of happy to lend their credibility for you. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the execute. So first step is define, organize, nurture, and execute. So we actually
Define,
take
organize, nurture, and execute. Okay.
people through all these four journeys. So people can be either, would be ready to decide that yes, EB1A is good for them. But yes, it requires a lot of effort and commitment. As I said, there are 3 Ds in this: determination, dedication, and devotion.
That's fair. So, and you mentioned that you're not, you don't provide a legal service, and I know some people who actually obtain EB1 visa without lawyers. So, can individuals who complete your program actually apply for EB1 without paying to a lawyer? That's actually very expensive.
Yeah, you see, it is not a matter of, you see, people who are determined. First, let's be clear, they don't think about, I mean, I'm not saying they don't think about money, is not the right way to put it. You see, you have to see a cost of your inaction.
Mm-hmm.
You see, we see, I mean, if you need a services of lawyer, I think definitely you should take them because they are the best people to present your case. You see, lawyers are not just qualified professionals in a law degree. You see, there is a phrase, there is a lawyer, there is an advocate, okay, and attorney, obviously. So
Mm-hmm.
these are words which we use very so. Lawyer is a qualified person.
Okay.
Okay, attorney is also a person who is practicing. And advocate is a person who stands for you. I mean,
Uh-huh.
normally I can say that, in English language, I can say that Anna is standing for me. So Anna is my advocate in this cause. Let's put it. So that's
Advocate.
the English.
Okay.
Okay. Now you want somebody, sometimes you may have, you may not having a certain skills of writings also to represent your case. You may have achieved everything what is required. What are you trained in the coaching program? You may have
Mm-hmm.
achieved everything, but you may need your support to somebody to be your advocate.
Okay.
But
Okay.
okay, then lawyers would be a best person for you, no matter what. One should, because there is a cost. If you say, if you're going to, you, it is not that you should not go to a lawyer because it is expensive. That's a wrong thing to say. But rather, I would say, if you need an advocate to represent you,
Mm-hmm.
then you should definitely go to a lawyer. Or if you think you can be an own advocate, then do it yourself. You should have.
Absolutely.
And finally, you want a green card because there is a larger purpose you have.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want green card to, obviously after doing EB1A green card, you don't want to, earn a very small menial job. You have some big purpose in life. You have a big cause in life that can help you make millions, maybe
Yeah.
down the line. So when you think from that perspective, it is good to, if you feel little inhibition, because everybody may not have those skills. For example, if someone, let's say, for example, is a uh, good, let's say, podcaster, let's say,
Mm-hmm.
like you, somebody comes in the program, the person will get all the skills how to become a good podcaster, how to represent your skills, what are the different things that they need to do, which are the different competitions they should compete with, what are the contributions one should look for in your field of expertise, which is podcasting, or you could be an IT expert in a particular field, or in artificial intelligence. Can you
Mm-hmm.
create something new? So all the things that you will learn. But when it comes to you talking to the United States, let's I mentioned initially that when it comes to EB1A green card, you are talking, let's say you have to think, have a mindset that you are talking to the White House and telling them that, look, I can contribute to the United States because I'm an expert and this is what I bring on the table. And because of certain things what I've achieved, I prove my validate my credentials. Now, to say this, you may need an advocate who could be your attorney. So it's nothing, I would say that you should go if required. If you think you can be your own advocate, I think you
Yeah.
can do it yourself then.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. You should not avoid a lawyer or attorney if you want to save money. That's not a good approach. So
I
you
think
should
saving
avoid.
money is a bad idea
Yeah,
because you
yeah,
want an
but
advocate.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
If you need a body with you, like the person who will represent you, you will definitely need to go to attorney. If you are 100% sure that you can represent yourself, yeah, you can do that without attorney. But
See,
it's not
you see, let's
matter of
understand.
money. Yeah, yeah.
It is absolutely, and you need to go to a doctor for something. If you can design your own house, you don't need an interior designer.
Mm-hmm.
We see who is a professional. Professional is a person who is trained in your particular field. You are an expert podcaster, but you may not know something about EB1A, how to achieve. Then you come for a coaching. Then you need to write. Okay, if you want to write, but to save money, as you rightly said, would be a very poor choice of a poor decision to take, to consider or not to consider.
I agree. I agree. Yeah, yeah. This is an investment to your future, and maybe one of the major, most important investments in your future. So, but talking about money, what's the cost of your program? Let's
You
talk
see,
about
the program
investment.
we have.
Yeah.
Okay, what happens is we have to customize every individual based on his profile. So
Mm-hmm.
what we do is that when a person shows interest in the program, it's a comprehensive. It involves one-on-one coaching. There is a group coaching, and there are a lot of learning resources that a person get access to.
Mm-hmm.
You see, the group coaching, we invite a lot of EB1 achievers, we invite a lot of attorneys, we invite a lot of other guests. So it's a complete hand-holding accountability which is built up. Now, based on a person's profile, we have to customize the price based on whether, first of all, we have to actually see whether we can actually help you or not.
Mm-hmm.
If we cannot help you, it is not that anybody who comes in, this is the price, okay, I'm ready to pay. We cannot work with everybody.
Yeah. So you have
You
some
need to have a
selection. Yeah. Select. Yeah.
so
People.
yeah, so we do a discovery session with the person to understand the nature of his preparedness, his willingness, his mindset, his past track record. So we have to assess everything, and then we are in a position to make an offer.
Mm-hmm. But like
So
maybe I want to understand maybe the range. Like, is it like $1,000? Is it like 5, 10, like $100,000? What's the range
you see,
of?
one can, okay, I will tell you, one can actually pay, let us say, for example, in the range of $1,000 to $1,500 per month, actually,
Mm-hmm.
on an average, to I think to become part of this program on an average,
Okay.
I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Okay. 1,000, 1,500 per month, or like, and how long is your program?
It can, you see, some people can do it fast, but on an average, we recommend 6 months
6 months.
at
Okay.
least
Okay.
to at
That's me.
least understand the complexity.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. That makes sense. Okay. So let's talk about this mindset that we covered a little bit before. That the person who actually wanna achieve EB1 green card has to have this specific mindset and feel that they're extraordinary. So why do individuals don't have this? If the individuals don't have this understanding, like this mindset, or maybe have lack of confidence, are they still able to get this EB1 visa? Do you work with such kind of people?
Okay, let me try to share with you. It's not that they don't have a mindset or they feel no confidence is a function of our conditioning. Let's understand
Mm-hmm.
that. Confidence will always, it will change if a right perspective is born. So, but a person needs to have a strong motivation first.
Mm-hmm.
So first we try to understand what's your motivation. And then our job can become very easy because then we can give inspiration. Remember, motivation is internal and inspiration is external.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I cannot inspire you if you're not motivated.
Mm-hmm.
But if you are motivated but lack inspiration, then this program can definitely help you.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're
Motivation and
happy
lack
with,
of inspiration. Okay. I need someone to inspire me. Okay.
okay, you normally, I mean, no, every successful person, every even extraordinary person, even very successful, everybody would need some point of time because every day is not the same for you
Mm-hmm.
each day. So, there is a but there is a conditioning that happens, and you feel that you are an expert, but you are not sure whether how to proceed or what path to take, then definitely
Mm-hmm.
this program is good for you. If you think that no, I want only this point, I want to have only two criteria, I fulfill two criteria, I need a third one, I need to do this. If you are too much into yourself, basically, or if you
Mm-hmm.
think that you know too much, then you are not a good student. For one of the biggest things that when we go to any school or go to any program, one of the essential components ought to be is you should be in the learning mode.
Mm-hmm.
To
Mm-hmm.
be in the learning mode, you also need to be in an unlearning mode also, because these happen simultaneously.
Yeah.
Because there are fixed ideas that people have about, okay, I'm not ready. Why you think you are not prepared for EB1? Because it's called Einstein visa. Einstein got it. I'm not Einstein, so I cannot get it. Okay, now we tell them, okay, there are people who are 23 and 24-year-old who have got it. There are people with practically no qualifications have earned it. There are now, if somebody is earning a decent salary, what is the difference between somebody earning a decent salary, having a master's qualification, working for 8 to 10 years of experience, feeling that he cannot make it because of certain conditioning, then, but he's determined, willing to learn, and willing to
Mm-hmm.
act upon. Now, these are the three ingredients when if we see, then he's definitely a good fit actually, and we can definitely be happy to work. So it's not about only your achievements. It is also about your preparedness to learn and unlearn, and your willingness to act based on that
Mm-hmm.
learning.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
learn everything, I can unlearn everything, but I don't want to act. Nothing is going to happen.
True. True. Yeah. Why I'm asking, because I've seen many people who actually don't consider themselves as a talented people, but they actually are. So that's called imposter syndrome. What do you
You
think
see,
about
there is
it?
a, I will share with you. No, imposter syndrome is a function of your belief that you don't know certain things. Okay. In fact, personally, if you ask me, I would leave. I mean, there are ways to tackle that imposter syndrome separately. There we do it in the program. That's a separate matter altogether. But more important is, do you think that your work or your competence has created an impact on large number of people?
Mm-hmm.
Forget your imposter syndrome. What does imposter syndrome means? That I'm not good.
Yeah.
Okay, let's leave EB1A aside. In fact, I don't want to talk to about EB1A with people who have this right now. So, but who are determined. So, let's say, for example, then my first question to you would be: do you think your work, you are doing this podcast, you are reaching out to millions of people, you want to kind of create an impact in the world, and you have created an impact in the world? Do you think you have the capacity to create that impact? You say yes. I know that I have a particular expertise which can resist. Okay, now that expertise, how do you think it benefited the people? How it impacted the people? Now, more and more as we commit,
Mm-hmm.
we slowly remove our own imposter syndrome. Because it is a syndrome. Please remember, imposter syndrome. It's already imposing upon itself upon you.
Yeah,
Okay, so you have to dissolve it, not contest it.
I agree. Yeah, that makes
So,
sense.
it is basically in our own, because the imposter syndrome essentially comes when you are seeking validation from other people. Okay,
So tell me that
because
I'm good
that's
enough. Yeah.
because you are the moment you are seeking external validation, you are seeking. There is an imposter syndrome that creeps in,
Mm-hmm.
because
It should be
you see,
internal validation, right?
absolutely. Now,
Yeah.
again, I think since we are talking of Elon Musk, okay, there are
Mm-hmm.
some things you will like about him, there are certain things will you not. But does it matter to him what Anna thinks about him or what Ranjit thinks about him?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely not. Do you think he will? He doesn't. But if the day he starts thinking, Oh, Anna thinks about this to me, about me. Ranjit thinks about this to me. Oh, I'm not good at it. I'm not good. I need
Hmm.
to run my companies better. Oh, I sack so many people. No, I mean he's doing what you feel is correct.
That's 100% true. He's doing what he
So
wants to do. Yeah.
you, so
Feels too
you do
good.
what you
Yeah.
have to do. So
Yeah.
you will not because the moment you seek why do we seek external validation is because then we are not confident.
And we
Why we are
have
not confident?
lack of
Confidence.
validations. Yeah.
Why we have lack confidence? Because we are not aware. We are not aware of the impact that we are making in the world. You see, people go to offices, they are working in several companies like Amazon, Google, LinkedIn, everything. People create softwares. Somebody is a good chef, you are a podcaster. Everybody is making an impact on the world in their own little manner.
Hmm.
Now, can you visualize the whole every day when you work for 10 hours a day, 15 hours a day, 8 hours a day, what you are contributing today and how it has impacted the world? That will give you internal confidence, and then you will not seek an external validation. The moment you don't seek external validation, your imposter syndrome dissolves.
Hmm.
Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
That makes a lot of sense for me. Yeah. You describe it very precisely right now. So I have my last question. Can you please give three helpful tips for individuals who are pursuing EB1 visa, like apart from joining your program? If
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Okay, I will tell you. You see, what happens is, I don't like to give tips. I mean, first of all, because tips are not
recommendations.
based.
Okay, yeah.
Uh, okay, it would be more like a helpful insight actually.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think the one key thing is there are multiple opportunities which are possible for you to make an impact. Don't look at this as a extraordinary uh, green card or extraordinary. You need to be extraordinary ability or something like this. I think in I would let me put it another way. It's not about you being extraordinary. Okay, my message to you is only one. There is no three tips. There is only one tip. Understand, learn to do ordinary things in an extraordinary way.
Learn ordinary things in extraordinary way.
Yeah. So
Interesting.
please do ordinary things in an extraordinary way. That will make you truly extraordinary in your own right.
Mm-hmm.
You may
So
be a
it
computer
seems that
programmer.
ordinary things, drinking water. Yeah. Like we all usually use cups to drink water. Yeah. Like extraordinary
Okay.
way would be, I don't know, drinking water without touching my lips. Yeah. Something
Okay.
like
Now,
that.
if you are talking, okay. Now, let me answer that question for you since you have raised this issue actually here, and let me not make it too esoteric for you. Okay.
Uh-huh.
You are talking. You are a podcaster. We are talking about your profession first. Okay. We are not talking of our day-to-day ordinary routine things. There is a routine
Uh-huh.
thing. So we are talking about your performance or you conducting your job, ordinary
Yes.
job in an extraordinary way, not ordinary routine in an extraordinary way, like
Mm-hmm.
drinking
Mm-hmm.
water. Okay, we are not talking about drinking. It's a routine. It's not a job.
I see. I see. So if you talk about my ordinary work, like let's say recording podcast, like taking
Absolutely. Now let us talk.
interviews, yeah,
Let us
and
talk.
in ordinary way of having my like recording my podcast will be, I don't know, switch the location, switch the topic, switch some use another,
Absolutely. If
yeah,
you
I
get
don't
up on
know,
the line, so it is
language,
just
like let's
so your
have a
profession.
interview in Hindu.
Okay. Okay. So your
I can't
profession
speak.
is to be a podcaster. An ordinary way to do it would be okay. Get on call. Okay, just Google Ranjeet Mudholkar, find out who is he,
Uh-huh.
and try to just look at it. Okay, these are my standard questions. I have a format. Let me ask him. That's a very ordinary way.
Mm-hmm.
The extraordinary way, which you have already done, is to recommend me what, even to help me to, what optics or what kind of materials to be that I should be fully ready, helping me to navigate through the process so that I am better prepared. Uh, Using the best equipment, which we can see that you are using a wonderful mic systems for that. Well, I
Mm-hmm.
would not hesitate to say one of the best things that you can do in the given resources. You don't have to have a fancy thing or a $10,000 mic. You are
Yeah.
doing things. You got a good equipment, the best, Apple MacBook Pro or whatever. I think you have working with Apple right now. So
Mm.
you're whatever best you can do, you are doing it. So sum total of it, and you are following the process. You helped me to meet me 15 minutes before when I requested you. You are doing everything that it takes to make the podcast truly good for your readers and to your viewers. You are thinking about not about you or me that, oh, 15 minutes early, I can relax. You are thinking about, okay, how can I make my podcast better so that my viewers can get the best value out of it? If Ranjit wants it, let me meet him 15 minutes and let me help him as much as I can so that I get the best out of it. That is doing ordinary things in an extraordinary way.
Great advice. Do ordinary things in extraordinary way. Let's stop on that and remember this phrase and maybe make this phrase as a title for this interview. Uh, Thank you so much, Ranjit, for sharing such insightful information. Today, your expertise has surely inspired many individuals to believe in themselves and remain optimistic about their aspiration for the EB1-A visa. If you would like to get in touch with Ranjit or learn more about his program, you can find all the necessary links in the video description. If you found this video helpful and enjoyable, I kindly ask you to hit a like, press like button, share this video with your friends who may be benefit from it. If you enjoy if you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to leave them in the comments section below. And remember to subscribe to my channel for more valuable content. If you require assistance with refining your resume, optimizing your LinkedIn profile, or preparing for the job interview, you can subscribe. You can schedule a session with me using annanaumova.com. And once again, thank you, Ranjit, for your insights today. Thank you all for watching this video, and I look forward to having you like next week.